So yes, when I was going through that period where I resorted back to Christianity, the Cancer King, he did mention, because I was using some of Doreen Virtue's Archangel cards in some of my content, and he was saying, how Doreen Virtue told everyone in the spiritual community, to go to hell because she stopped her spiritual practice as far as what she calls the New Age and resorted to Christianity. Well, I went to her channel and I wanted to understand what was going on with that. And that's when I had really decided to go back to Christianity, because she was talking about all of these things, how the spiritual community got dark. And she felt like it was sending the wrong message, which I was going through a phase where, I did see a dark side, an underbelly side to them. And I just felt so drained and like I was giving all that I could and I wasn't receiving anything back. So, and then once things got dark and I just felt like, very just pissed, you can say, that's when I had shifted gears and went into Christianity. And even Doreen Virtue, there was these signs that came up because some of these thumbnails I made, I had a rosary around, I was saying too short in my thumbnails because I was making like little short videos and I was calling him Too Short because I like Too Short. He's one of my favorite rappers. But anyways, I would have the rosary around, the T and the S, and she had put that in one of her videos, and she was speaking to me too, and Spirit could have been speaking through her to me, and she was saying, you got to live right, because I have a background where if you know astrology, you can see in my chart where a lot of it does have to do with Clandestine, affairs and just prostitution and, a lot of these esoteric subjects and, things that are, more occult-like behind the scenes and, these power struggles and dynamics and a lot of this transformative energy, which has been showcased throughout my life. But anyways, so she was even speaking through me to me through her stuff, and all of these channels were, and I was subscribed to all these other Christian channels, and they were speaking to me too as well, and I'm like thinking, is this all resorting back to that same person, the Cancer King, or is this like literally like Satan or whomever, some occult leader or powers that be that want to use me as a star influence for whatever purpose? Or is this just Spirit talking to me to kind of get me to change and do and be the Fool in the Fool card in the tarot and take a leap of faith to get to my North Node. So all of this was kind of thrown in the mix, and it was very just like, confusing for me to just take in, and just being human. I really just got upset with Spirit, and I was just like, because I'm a private person, and all my stuff doesn't need to be exposed and aired out. And they tried to really make me think that, these people really know me, or they know my business, and this is, they don't. None of these people know me, know my business, and it made me feel a certain way because they try to get into your mind like that. And I just had to really be honest with Spirit. Piss me the fuck off. you know, because I'm a private person. I don't want to just know that you're watching me take a shit, whether you're one of my guides or spirit or a demon or whatever, or, you know, taking a shower or like looking at me and watching me go through this healing phase, you know, with Chiron and all that bullshit with my physical body and my hair and what I have to deal with, you know, out, you know, out of my sacred space in the world, what I have to deal with as far as Chiron transiting my first house and all that fucking bullshit, because it wasn't like that when Chiron wasn't in my first house. I was not so sensitive to other people's energy, which doesn't make me an introvert or extrovert. It's just I'm going through a healing phase and I don't know how else to explain it anymore, because I feel like I'm black and blue in the face trying to explain this whole Chiron dynamic going through my first house. And it's another, it goes back to that saying with Chiron going through your first house. You won't know until it happens to you. So if anybody can understand that whole experience, it is tough. And this isn't, it's at a point, Chiron, you know, I have a 43-degree first house, and it's at that, like, axis where it's taking a long time to move. It's going so slow, and it's still in my first house. It's been going on for like 10 plus years. Okay, can you imagine? I'm surprised I'm still fucking alive. But anyways, so besides all that, I just got really pissed off because I'm a private person. I don't need my guides or spirit to, I don't want to see the underbelly. And because I didn't get what they wanted from me in the beginning, you know, they want to get all like fucking disgusting with me, and they want to put me down. They want to call me like all kinds of like monkey this and monkey that and alien this and alien that. And they want to just take everything about me and like just make me like feel so bad that I even exist. It's like you don't even have a fucking body, spirit, for you to come at me and say all these things. You're not fucking human. You're not in the 3D. Okay? You're putting all this stuff in my mind and in front of me to see, and you're using all these people and synchronicities, this, that, and the other, to make me do a certain action or be led a certain way for whatever reason, better or worse. But at the end of the day, I'm the human. You're fucking not. You don't have a body to take care of. So you can talk all that fucking shit you want. You can put all that fucking dirty, nasty fucking shit in front of my face when I go out to the doors. You know, have all these other people do this, that, and the other. Come on now. This is gonna get deeper as I continue with this series. But this is a lot to take in. It's a lot. But I'm airing it all the fuck out within my memoirs of a Lunarian Scorpio trans empath. And if you have any Plutonic or Scorpio energy or resonate with, you know, the vibe I'm giving off, join me through this. You might get something out of it. And then going further along, I will be pulling cards. I got my Black Moon astrology cards here. I'll be pulling throughout a certain channeled message that I will talk about from the beginning to the end with this. This isn't just me airing out my experience with the divine and being a so-called failed star that they want me to, you know, they think I'm some sort of failed star because I led people, you know, in a certain direction where I just wanted to cut everything off and resort to Christianity and tell everyone they're gonna burn in fucking hell because I was pissed. I'm fucking human. I have the right to make mistakes. I have the right to react. Whatever. Get over it. Doesn't mean you have to make my motherfucking life a living hell. I didn't give out a certain invitation for someone to think that I'm their fucking twin flame and they want to come hunt me down, and then they want to say, oh, I'm not what I appear to be on the fucking computer screen and the internet. As a Pisces ascendant, you adapt to whatever environment you're in, you know? You can't expect someone to be totally what you expect them to be, a certain kind of way, this, that, and the other, without getting to know them, without having a certain conversation where you're going to meet and greet and you're going to know what... You can't just expect to stalk somebody behind the scenes and expect that you're going to know them. That's not fucking, you know, a wise thing to do. But besides that, like I said, I'm going through my Chiron transit in my first house. It's been going on the past 10 years. It's fucking hard, okay? So anyways, I'm going to be pulling cards. This was just kind of an introduction to this series, and it's going to get a lot deeper, a lot fucking juicier, and I'm not holding back either. So if you don't like it, you can get the fuck out of here. You shouldn't be watching it, and carry on with your fucking life. And if you do, well, thank you. And yeah, I hope that whomever can relate to this can understand where I'm coming from. And if it happened to you, just know you're not the only one out there. So don't feel lost or confused, okay? Because there is another... See, this is the thing with the spiritual community. You can talk all this dimension, timeline, this, that, and the other. I'm a researcher by nature, and I get down to the very core of things. And I'm into so-called truths and conspiracies, which are factual with what's really going on in the fucking world, so forth and so on. And I'll bring it all out to the table and talk about it. It doesn't faze me one bit. It actually interests me, because I'm a deep person. I can be superficial when I want to, but, you know... being really honest about what the fuck is going on and to the core point of, you know, things that really do matter to me, which are truths and which has happened, past, present, and where we're going in the future. If people can't accept that the age of Aquarius is totally gender bending, it's gender fluidity, it's androgyny, transgenderism is a total reflection of the age of Aquarius, along with robotics. I got a book. It's called Transhumanism. I should go get it and read a little bit. But let me tell you in a nutshell, alchemically, the future dictators, elitists, want to create a population of genderless people that are just workhorses. That just serve the corporations, the big ones, and a corporatocracy. But that's besides the point. We have to get past the hurdles in order to get to the golden age, right? Well, we're not past that one yet, so just know that. But anyways, so back to my own personal experience. Yes, I will be pulling cards throughout, you know, my channeled messages, and hopefully people can get some healing out of some of this deep conversation that I will bring to light, not only through my own experience and wisdom and what I have to share and offer, but also through, you know, channeled messages that I do get from my spirit and guides still, even though sometimes, you know, they can rub you the wrong way, just like people can, and sometimes they do violate your own privacy and you have to tell them to take a step back or, like, you know, get the fuck out for a little while because they're putting way too much pressure on you and you need to breathe. And like if you resonate with having Scorpio and you're a private person, you have that, you know, aura about you, then you'll understand that even sometimes the spirit and guides, you don't want to fucking see some of the shit that they put on your phone and, you know, out here and through other people, then they know what you're doing in your house, what you're wearing, what you're going through, you know, this, that, and the other. And it's like, I want to take a shit and I want to rinse my asshole off in my own sink because I don't have a bidet. And, you know, I want to get dressed and I want to try to deal with this hair that I have thanks to fucking Rogaine and going through this fucking Chiron phase. I want to, you know, do that, and I have to work this dead-end job, and then, like, see, the Tower card wants to pop out because it's very evident. Well, sometimes you need to tower out some of these spirit guides for a second, tell them to go take a fucking hike because it's a little bit much for a human to take. They need to realize their place. They need to realize that, hey, you're not in this body. If you want to be in this body, we'll be in this fucking body and do something about it. Okay? And that's just on some real shit. And if you can relate, you're gonna really enjoy this because you're not the only one out there. I'm speaking about it because I haven't heard this kind of talk from anything that I've watched, and I want to discuss it and air this fucking shit out. So that's what this series is going to be about. Not holding back. Memoirs of a Lunarian Scorpio trans empath. And yes, it will get more graceful as we go. But it's going to be deep nonetheless. And this experience that I've experienced a lot of 2021 with the crossing of my own boundaries regarding people and spirit into what I need to do and the changes I need to make in my life. I'll further discuss it. But I'm going to end right now and take a moment because I need to go take me a piss. So thank you for watching, and until the next episode, love.